What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are One Degree, where we are trying to move the consciousness of mankind 1 degree so that we all can live in a world of peace, harmony, and love. This is my brother, Reedy, and I am Akashic, the Ancient of Days. And today we got one that I think is very interesting. We are going to talk about how to identify the devil and how to defeat it. It's very good. It's like all our topics, we're going to get deep, but yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. You know, we want to identify what really is Satan, the devil, and we're going to go through some steps on how to overcome it. So, what's up, brother? Talk to me.
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm immaculate. How about you?
I'm blessed beyond measure.
Absolutely, top of the stacks.
Yes, yes. Shout out to Frog.
Shout out to Frog.
Yeah, Satan, Beelzebub.
Mm.
Uh, this is interesting. This came to you in on a walk you were on. This
These
topic.
walks, man, have been very
I,
inspiring.
yeah. You need to walk a lot. Keep walking, man. There's definitely some good thought coming out of this. So I'm excited about this topic. I think I mentioned in our trauma video how I felt like I was traumatized by what the church taught me of the devil. You know what I mean? And I had a reoccurring nightmare of the devil when I was a kid. Dealt with fear a lot when I was young. And the devil, Satan, Beelzebub, whatever, Prince of Darkness, Pitchfork, Dragon Wing.
And the movies don't help, do they?
No, it was a big part of that. And for sure that's not what it is. If Christ consciousness in us is who we are ultimately. I mean, how we're connected to source, how we're connected to each other, how we all are one, then I guess Satan, the adversary, would have to be the ego or whatever is forcing you to believe that the ego is what's real to some extent. Like the serpent tricked them in the garden. I remember you talked about this before, how we drop from consciousness into ego and we believe that ego is real. So whatever power or source is causing that in us, I assume is the devil. I'm curious where this is going to go. Put it that way. I mean, yeah, you think of the devil, you think of that horns and a pitchfork, and I mean that's cute, I guess. I live in Tip City, Ohio, and our mascot is the Red Devils. We got some cool stuff. It's pretty dope, really. The hats and stuff with the pitchforks. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, I mean that's probably not the real devil, I'm sure, and I'm sure we're going to find out as we dig into this here.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little back and forth, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like you said, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, and they wasn't necessarily so devil-centric and putting that down your throat, but it definitely was taught to me as something external. Going to heaven wasn't going to an external place. God was on the outside of us. The devil was in a separate place called hell or Sheol or whatever. And you know, if you did good, you would be rewarded, and if you did bad, you were going to hell and all that stuff. And you know, all of that has its place, but the one thing that I have been preaching over and over and over again is that the Bible is a book on consciousness. It is not a literal thing. They did not have the vocabulary to express themselves as we do today. They did not have the dictionary, the root language, the words to say things plainly like we are today. So all of these things is literally things that happen inside you. These are stories that are telling you something that's happening inside you. So I don't know the scriptures offhand. I know one is in Ezekiel, one is in Isaiah, and they took both of these sections. I want to say, like, Isaiah 14:12-19 or something like that. I could be wrong. I'll put it on the screen. But he talks about Lucifer, the morning star, was a beautiful cherubim right up there in heaven with God. And then because of his hubris and wanting to be equal with God, he was kicked out of heaven. This is not literal. It's not talking about some place outside of you or whatever. This is, as you said, talking about you and your ego. This is what it is.
Yeah.
To be just plain in this section, the devil lives in each and every one of us. It is the ego. The ego, and it uses the brain, the mind, to manipulate us. Inside of us, the war in heaven is still going on. Your Christ consciousness will not force you to do anything, but it talks to us through the mind, and then the ego is forcing itself on us through the mind and talking to us continuously to get us to do what it wants. In the Bible, it talks about the devil being the ruler of the world, of the material realm. And what does the ego always get you to do? It wants you to cling to material things. This is me. I have this. You are mine. I own this. Blah, blah, blah. What have we been preaching for the last 20 videos? Detachment. Experience, but detach. Don't hold on. Don't gripe. So in a roundabout way, we've kind of been getting you to withdraw from the ego, but not saying as plainly as we're going to do today. So we're just going to start right there. I want to get your feedback, but the ego is the devil lives, God lives in us, and the devil lives in us too. And the war between heaven and hell is going on in each and every one of us all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of like the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other shoulder.
Exactly.
Both of them telling you what to do, and which one and we do listen to the wrong one sometimes, for sure. I mean, at least I have it less and less now. And it's kind of where I thought this would go. I mean, I haven't really studied anything on this. Just I'm seeking, inward for truth about it, and just meditating on it, thinking on it. You know what I mean? And ego is what came to my mind. Like, if what I'm trying to defeat is my ego, then that's the adversary that I'm fighting against. So that has to be what they're talking about when they talk about the devil, or, the adversary to Christ or God. Yeah. So I feel good about being right about this.
You are. And the thing about it is that inside of us, we are either living in heaven or hell. I mean, every day is a battle for your mind. And if you think that for one instant that your mind is not being attacked every second of the day, try not to think.
Yeah.
Just sit there, try to be sitting in quietness. Man, thoughts are going to keep popping. Oh man, I'm hungry. Oh man, I got to do this. Oh man, I want to talk to this girl. I got to pay these bills. Thoughts will keep coming because the ego needs to keep you occupied. The ego wants to keep you busy. The ego is loud. The ego tempts you with pleasure. The ego wants you to believe that you own anything. And whereas God, the higher consciousness, is just a quiet observer. It's not forcing you to do anything. And like you said, Christ being the higher consciousness, somewhere in Luke, he mentions something to the extent of, I was there when Lucifer fell. I want to say Luke like 16:10 or 10:16, one of the two, something like that. But yeah, he mentions that. So higher consciousness was there when the fall happened. It was there when the Eve part of the mind ate of the central nervous system, the tree of life, and became sense dominated. So I know the church wants people to look outward because of fear, because fear keeps you in line, but that's not what the church uses to to brainwash you. I'll touch on that here in a second. But the church needs to keep you afraid of going to some place because it needs to keep you in line. It needs to keep you thinking that you have to go outward to get answers so that you don't have to go to this hell, or the devil is not this, that, and the third. It's all nonsense. The devil is in us. We can't get rid of it, but we can defeat it. This is why when Jesus went on the mountain for 40 days, he basically was hallucinating. The ego was tempting him with all of these material things. It was telling him, bow down before me, throw yourself off this pillar, and command angels. It was tempting him with all of these material things, and it was the last temptation he had to conquer so that he could fulfill his mission as the Christ. And even in the Bible, it says, resist the devil and it will flee. The way that you resist the devil is through discipline. You have to discipline yourself. The devil will always try to trick you with pleasure. People watch football, watch basketball, watch entertainment. We pay athletes all these ridiculous amount of monies. It will tempt you with food. It will tempt you with sex. It will tempt you with drugs. It will tempt you with all of these things that give it pleasure. And so the mind is trapped in the middle, and it's giving the mind this drug, is turning the mind into a drug addict. And every time you fall, and the Christ consciousness is saying, I'm here. I'm not going to trick you. I'm not going to force you. But when you see through the tricks of the adversary, come see me. That's what it's saying.
Yeah. So ultimately, the church is also doing that. If they're forcing you to look outward and come to them and seek something outside of you, they're actually helping what they're afraid of out. You know what I mean? Ultimately, they're serving the God of this world. If they tell you to seek outward or be in church every Sunday and pay your tithes and do all these things, well, that's attachments to the physical realm and not inward, like Jesus taught, like we've been saying, like we've been talking about. Scary. Yeah, and it's a distraction. Like if you're trying to meditate, which we do this daily, if you're trying to meditate, you get all kinds of thoughts. You get bombarded with it. That's Satan in you trying to pull you back to, hey, you got to get this done today. You got this coming up, so we got to do this. Just all these thoughts tied to this physical realm, just pulling you back all the time. It's a constant battle, and you got to come back to awareness and focus on stillness and quiet, and that's why you do it every day, so you can get better at that. And you, like you said, it's discipline. It's keeping at it, staying at it every day, practicing, getting better, and growing, and having conversations like this, I think, is a big part of it. It keeps you focused on what's important and truth. And I try to have these conversations daily. I had a really nice conversation with a guy at work today, which I'm not going to share his business, but it just, how I felt walking away from that conversation is so different than a normal everyday conversation that I would have at work and walk away from. You know what I mean? Like talking about, hey, Myles Garrett got traded from the Browns to the Rams. Could the Browns suck anymore? I mean, I'm just kidding. Yes. But I'm just kidding. But I don't feel the same way when I have those type of conversations. I don't have that. I don't know what it is. There's something different about real conversation and focus on what truly matters. And it's not this physical realm. It's not sports and all these things that we physically get pleasure from. You know what I mean? That ultimately keeps us from true joy and peace and abundance and happiness and love.
Love is the key. And this is why we keep teaching detachment. We keep teaching to be in the world, but not be of the world, as Jesus says. This is why we keep drilling this down. This is why I keep telling you that spirituality is not against experience, it's against slavery. And most people think to be free means that I can do whatever I want. But if you're a slave to the ego's request, desires, lust, and thirst, then you're not really free. You just think you are. The ego is giving you the illusion of choice, but it's actually manipulating you. So that's why we keep saying, try to learn to detach, learn to have the experience, but if it doesn't go your way, it's fine. It's fine. The basement flooded, it's fine. I fix it and I keep moving on. This raise or promotion didn't come through, it's fine. I'm okay no matter what, because what we call reality, this third dimensional realm, is like ice. We can touch ice, so we believe it's real. But then when ice melts and becomes water, we can feel water. We can't grab it, but we can feel it. So that's spirituality. And then when ice goes to a higher degree, it becomes vapor. You can't touch, see, or hold vapor, but that doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing in three degrees of states, that we only see the reality. So the ego says, the king of this reality says, this is the only thing is real. When you die, that's it. When you do this, you need to hold on. You need to, don't share with people. Don't let nobody cut in front of you in traffic. That they disrespected you. This isn't that. All these voices that keep coming up in your head that you can't ignore, because the ego is tricky. It's been building in you since you was little, and it's become part of your personality. It's become part of your beliefs. It's become part of who you are. And unfortunately, we as parents had a part in building. The ego flourishes through us, and we keep passing it on. That's the sad part.
I know. It's frustrating. It uses your fears, your doubts, past experiences, your senses, like you were saying. I don't see this manifestation you're believing for. Where's it at? You know what I mean? And that you said Jesus on the being tested, it was inner dialogue with himself that he was dealing with out there, which is the same thing we do every day. Most of the time we don't notice it because we're stuck on autopilot. Well, maybe not so much us, but most people in general, you know what I mean, aren't paying attention.
Nope.
They're so distracted by everything out there. Like my shirt here, it's the non-thinking man. This is the thinking man with a phone.
Welcome to today's world.
Yeah, which is a great piece of art.
It is.
We've
fabulous shirt, by the way.
It. Yeah. I got to get my shirts in. But it's we know what it is. You know what I mean? And ultimately, I guess to defeat that is to be aware of what we're listening to, what voice we're paying attention to, and when those obviously fear, doubt, negative thoughts aren't Christ consciousness, it's definitely Beelzebub or whatever you want to call him. Mm-hmm. The morning, what'd you say it was?
Morning star.
The morning star. Didn't Jesus use that also? Call himself the morning star? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild. Anyway, I just remember that when you said that.
That may be for a topic for another day, but
yeah, I figured as much. But yeah, I mean, it's being aware is the biggest thing. Is just paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and where is this coming from? Which one am I listening to here? And if you're paying attention, you'll know. You can discern that.
And at first, like, you'll be frustrated because, you'll be like, man, that bee at work, she's this and that. The ego, Satan's got you.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted pepperonis, man. They only gave me cheese. The ego, Satan's got you. Man, I'm sad. Grab some food. This didn't go my way. Grab some food. I'm depressed. She broke up with me. Grab some food. Ego. Satan has got you. And like you said, when we bring awareness to it, even at first it's going to be frustrating because you're going to be like, dang it, I keep falling. I'm mad. Man, just the other day, my son texted me with some stuff, and I had to catch myself. I was like, okay. But it's challenging, and you got to keep catching yourself. Keep catching yourself. Hey, can I borrow some money? And then the first thing to your thought is, man, this lazy mug, man, get a job. No, that's the ego. Catch yourself. Like you got to constantly be on. Your lamp has to be lit at all time. All of the religions teach this. All the religions have different lamps, but the fire is still the same. They're all teaching the same thing. Just the delivery is different. What's holding the fire is different. That's the only difference. But in Christianity, it's become so warped that it's this is the thing about that really annoys me about Christianity in particular. And I'm sure other than Buddhism, because you've never seen no Buddhist terrorist or anything like that. They're just mild, like they're just so calm and peaceful, beautiful people. But Christianity, because I grew up in Christianity, the one thing that I've discovered is, yes, they use hell to keep you in line, but that's not what they do to brainwash you. To brainwash you, they use your love against you. They use your love of Christ, your love of the Savior. They use your love against you. They, like Jesus said, not only will you not go up and use the keys to get into the heaven, you block other people. They use your love against you. You love the thought of this Savior so much that you don't even think for yourself. You don't even question anything. You don't even understand the real reasoning behind it. I have a friend, and I said something. Her mom is like really, really high Christian or whatever. You know, I believe Jesus is my blah blah blah. I said, say this for me. I said, say Yeshua, say Yeshua. And she struggled. She said, Yeshua. I said, say Yeshua. And she said, Yeshua. And I said, congratulations. You just said your Lord and Savior's name correctly for the first time in your life.
and had no clue.
Had no clue. So that's the thing, is that the most American Western religions, and not all, I'm not bashing everybody. I think religion is necessary. I just think the way that it's delivered is being warped for greed. But they use your love against you, and that's just so frustrating. They use the fear to keep you in line, but they use your love to pull you in, and that's it. But I'm sorry.
No, absolutely, you're right, man. And I was caught up in it for a long time. A lot of people are. It's sad, but we're getting the word out, and we're not the only ones. There's more and more every day. That people figuring it out, and they're waking it up, and they're asking the questions, and after so long, nothing changes. How do you not question it at some point, man? It's unfortunate, but it's easy to get caught up into, and it like we've talked about it's all the people that you loved and respected and looked up to coming up. That's what they believed. So it's hard to admit you're wrong sometimes, that you were wrong, for such a long time. Nobody wants to admit that. You know what I mean? And that's part of the ego too. That Satan's using that to keep you in bondage.
Sneaky little bug.
Yeah. I'm not wrong. I wasn't wrong. Yeah, maybe I was wrong.
And that's why I need to do a breakdown of Job. Job really goes into this mental aspect of Satan and God having a conversation, and it's all a mental. The Bible is a book on spirituality. It's a book on consciousness. It's not literal, but if you understand the stories, it's really, really powerful stuff. So in the future, we'll do something on Job, because that is a powerful book if you really know what you're looking for. So but I think we're gonna stop right there, man. I think like I said, you can't fight your enemy until you know who your enemy is. And your enemy looks at you in the mirror every day. And so now that you know who the enemy is, and we've given you some of the tools that it uses to keep you attached to this world, try it. It's gonna be tough at first, but try to start recognizing the tricks of Satan, the tricks of the ego, and start getting better. And let's just make this world, let's move it 1 degree so that we can live in a better place. I started sending out a couple of texts to some people, to email to some people on the Bible verses and breakdowns. Really positive feedback. They love it. I've been sending you a couple here and there. I probably won't do it every day to the people on the emails, but maybe like 2 to 3 times a week, you'll be getting emails from me of a scripture and the breakdown, and maybe even a quote from a different type of, the last one I quoted Rumi.
I like that too.
Rumi he's fantastic. He's a Muslim Sufi, but so, and also once again, we got the podcast up and going. I think I got 5 or 6 episodes uploaded. You can catch us on Apple, Spotify, all of the podcast places, and listen to us on your way to work, on your way home, if you're taking a walk or whatever. So we're branching out into the podcast area. We are on TikTok, 1 Degree, and we are on what's the other one? Instagram, 1 Degree. So get your full dose of 1 Degree in all of those, in any of those platforms. We're just trying to help. That's our only mission. No agenda. We're not trying to get rich off of this and all this other stuff. We just want to help. And that's our main mission. So anyway, I rambled. Apologize. For my brother Reedy, I am Akashic, the Ancient of Days. Until we see you again, 1 Degree.